Hello, this is Survival-gyver, and today I'm reviewing the Rocktol 12-ish and 1. It says 12 and 1 in the description, but I'm going to say it's 12-ish. Because I don't think there's 12 in here. So we're going to go through it, and I will explain to you, as the video goes on, why I call it 12-ish. Rocktol is a brand I have other products from, the 22-in-1 and 29-in-1 multi-tools, which are great tools. This actually has something that the 29-in-1, which is their most expensive, doesn't have. This has a belt clip. By the way, I'm using this little dowel because I have really no nails from work. And my apologies for my voice because I'm sick. Anyway, so this has a belt clip, which is nice. I'm just going to quickly go through this here. So it's a nice little multi-tool. I was looking for something by a brand I already recognize that is compact, has a couple of required tools in it, and this does meet all the requirements on that. Relatively light and compact, so I can easily put this in my get-home bag or my emergency bag or even my camping bag just to have some extra tools around. So this is what we got. Now I'm going to take a look at the front here, or at the side that has the belt clip. First thing is there's a nice plain edge knife in here. There is a nice plain edge knife. It has its own liner lock. There's plain edge all the way through. You can see my fingerprints all over the damn thing. This is a 3CR13 stainless steel. So it's not super high quality, but for the price of the tool, it's super budget friendly. And it's on sale quite often on Amazon. So if you're looking as a starter or a disposable multi-tool, this would be a good choice. All right, so that's the knife side. You will notice that there is something shiny in some of the mechanisms here. I had to lubricate this one. When I first got this, it felt like somebody dropped it in sand before they closed it up. So it was crunchy, grimy, grinding noises. So I cleaned it all up and lubricated it, and it's much better now. This side is a really nice size. If I can get it out this way, put the camera my way. Scissor. So if you open it all the way up, it doesn't lock. What you do is you open this up, and then you can bring it the rest of the way. This is a very strong scissor, and it's a nice size. Beats up really well. I don't know if you can actually see it. It's almost serrated a little bit, just a little bit on some of the ends. It cuts really well, and it has this nice little extra piece to make it comfortable for your thumb to be on. And of course it has its very own liner lock. In order to be able to fold this up, release the liner lock, close this as far as it'll go, which I just closed it too far, there we go, and then it will just fold in. So that's nice. On the inside here, this is one of those things that people complain about on this model. So it's got this nice little bit driver in here. Now that sounds pretty solid, but there's no actual lock. It's just a pretty solid click. So why is that? Well, on the back side here, I think there's a spring on the inside. I can't see it. But you have this wedge shape locking mechanism. So the farther you bring it to the end, the harder it becomes until it just snaps closed, or snaps in that position. So this is a ball detent. This is a PH1 and a 3/16 flathead. And the ball detent's okay to some extent. Unfortunately, it's not magnetic. That's always been my argument on some of these. It's not magnetic. I would prefer a magnetic one. So you could put regular bits in instead of a ball detent and still be able to use it. You can put regular bits in here without the ball detent. But it probably won't hold. It'll just flip out. Now, if you look on this, ball detent is fine. See, it's on that end. It's right up to the edge in this case. If you flip it over, flathead side, you would think the ball detent is in the center. It's not. You can see the very edge of the ball detent right here. So it's a little, it's like they machined it a little off. Where it should be in the center, it's not. So in the Phillips head, in the flathead position, not as much holds it in place. It comes out pretty easy on the flathead side, and it's a little bit more difficult on the Phillips head side. So that is a downside. It's not the end of the world, but just so you know, it's like that. So let's see what else we have in here. Oh, it looks like there's a whole bunch of tools on this end. Let's take a look. Yeah, see, even though they're lubed, they're still a little tight in here. Let me close this before I stab my finger with it. Okay, so on this end, first things first, we got a can opener. So it's got the nice little ground down section to make it into a bit of a point, nice and sharp. It will even cut this, so it's quite sharp. Of course, your regular bottle opener or regular bottle cap, and this little thing here is a wire stripper. I believe it's listed as a wire cutter on some of the pages I've seen, but it is in fact a wire stripper. So you put the wire aside here and then pull and it'll strip it. Right. Next up is this really small flathead screwdriver. This is actually for like eyeglasses. So this is one of those things that were really important to me. It was the eyeglass screwdriver for my safety glasses or my reading glasses, either one. So that's nice to have. Most companies don't use them. Next up is a much larger flathead screwdriver. So there's some redundancies between this one down here and this one. So you actually have a small, a medium, and a large. Most of the time you can just get away with the large one, most of the time. So that's a nice solid, good angle design on that flathead. And the thing at the end here is an awl, AWL. It's for like sewing, especially in leather. You can see again, it's got a nice bit of a tip to it. Grind down in here, and it has a hole in it. Most of the aftermarket ones, even the more expensive ones, don't have a hole in them. This does have a hole. So what the purpose of this is, you can push it through a piece of leather or thick cloth like sailcloth or something of that nature, put your string through, pull it back out, and repeat the process. So it's a way of sewing. And it is a really sharp edge on it as well. You can cut with it. So let's take a look here. Let me roll these back out here a little bit, and then we're going to count how many tools we got here. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Can opener, bottle opener, wire strippers. That's 3. The eyeglass screwdriver is 4. The larger flathead is 5. The awl with hole is 6. Right? Screwdriver. Right? The driver. Flathead 7. Phillips is 8. Right? I just got my finger on that. 8. The knife is 9. I'm going to try to do this without cutting myself. The scissor is 10. That's 10 tools, not 12. The only thing I can think of is that in the description, it might be a translation error, where they list the belt clip on this end and the lock mechanism that controls those as a tool, not a function. I consider those functional, not tools. So, yeah, my finger's bleeding. That's awesome. Alright, so at least we know it's sharp. considering I've had to sharpen it once already. So let me close this up before I cut myself on it again. So that is the 12-ish in 1. The only other thing I might think that it might be considered a tool, which would make it 11 then instead of 10, is if you let the driver be its own tool separate of the bit, double-sided bit. That would make it 11. Still doesn't tell me where the 12th one is. I thought maybe it'd be like some of the others that have the ruler on it, but it doesn't. And I've gone through this pretty well. I haven't found any extra tool in it. So for now I'm going to call this the Rocktol 12-ish in 1. Until somebody from Rocktol gets in contact with me to figure out where the other tool is, and then I can make an update to this video. But that's it. If you have any questions or comments, leave them below and I will answer them pretty quickly. In the description will be the links to the other Rocktol multi-tools that I've previously reviewed. The what is it? I think it's the 22 in 1 and the 29 in 1. So all that'll be in the description and where you can find this on Amazon. So if you haven't already, please subscribe. It helps a lot. It tells the algorithm who's interested in this kind of video, and it's good for me to know too, because I want to make stuff that you're interested in. Again, please like and subscribe, and that's it. Thank you, and have a glorious day.